So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So, listen, real quick, I want to start this video off by saying thank you, giving a special thanks to the police officers who serve and protect the community, man. Let's give a special thanks to them, the good ones. Let's give a special thanks to the police officers, man, for all the hard work that they do. This video right here is the top 10 scary things found by police. So normally you all know already, you should pretty much have a basic understanding that police officers are pretty much normally the first ones on scene. A lot of times when we would pull up on scene for a fire or something like that at the fire department, man, police officers would already be on scene. A lot of times they'd be, in there trying to maybe break a window or trying to get somebody out, running inside, pulling their shirt over their nose, thinking that, you know what I mean? And which is not necessarily a good thing. I understand it came from the heart. They were trying to do what they could, but it's still never a good thing for them to run in there with no mask or SCBA on or anything like that, or break a window, because you introduce oxygen to the fire and you can pull the fire towards the victims. But that's another day, another story. But shout outs to them, man. And a lot of times they see a lot of crazy stuff, bro. A lot of crazy stuff they see. So we're gonna check out this video talking about some of the scariest things police have found. All right, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, join the fam, and oh yeah, how can I forget them haters, man? Moment of silence for the haters. That's enough. Now run the likes up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's go.
The police on their day-to-day job. Hello guys, today we're joining the police on their day-to-day job. The police are supposed to enforce the law, to serve and protect and keep us all safe. In doing this though, they sometimes find things that they didn't really sign up for. Sometimes their discoveries are so creepy and disturbing that the stories never end up reaching us. But today, that's going to change with this video. My name is Danny Burke and this is the top 10 scary things found by police. Coming at number 10 now, we have Belezas. This is also known as the Madrid Mystery. This is said to be the true story of a girl named Estefania Gutierrez Lazaro. She was from Madrid. Now as a kid, her parents said she would dabble in the occult as a teenager. This led to her performing a seance at school with a Ouija board. The group wanted to contact one of her friend's boyfriends who had recently died in a motorbiking accident. As the seance got more intense, the group was stopped by a teacher. It was a good thing too, because witnesses reported that at that exact moment, Estefania had smoke pouring out of her own mouth and nose. Over the next 6 months, she began to suffer from seizures.
That's why I don't mess with this stuff, bro. I'd rather just watch it, not participate. Heck no.
And smoke pouring out of her own mouth and nose. Over the next 6 months, she began to suffer from seizures and hallucinations. Sometimes she would go into a blind rage, barking at her brothers, or would tell her parents that she could see evil shadows walking past her room at night. Her parents were worried, but no doctors could find anything wrong with her. Then, a few months later, she was found dead in her bedroom. Her parents said it was to do with the Ouija board, and their fears seemed confirmed when strange things started happening in that house. Over the next few years, they were plagued by slamming doors, appliances switching on and off, and a constant mysterious faint whispering noise late at night. One night they ran the police in hysterics about shadow people that were running around their house. When police arrived, everything seemed kind of normal at first. Then cupboards started opening up and hitting the officers. A picture of Estefania was found burned inside its own frame and behind glass, which was...
See, that's why I couldn't be a police officer. I roll up on scene, I start seeing stuff, I'm just letting rounds go everywhere. Like they be like, what are you doing? Hey man, I don't know. I'm gonna do something though.
Left untouched. The officers also felt a deep chill in the bathroom where the whispers were said to come from. The officers all testified to the strange happenings in that house in an official police report, although none of them were able to offer an explanation for it. Estefania's parents moved house and were never haunted again.
This is how my report would have started. So I pulled up on scene, I assessed the situation, got inside, and oh shit, things went left. I discharged my firearms, all of them, including the one in the car when it got it, discharged that one too. Who was I discharging it at? Not a clue, bro. Not a clue. So I hope you guys accept my resignation because I know I'm done. I'm fired.
Next up at number 9 now we have the phantom phone call. This one comes from Reddit user Zombie Dance. He said his uncle works for a police dispatch in his town and told him about the weirdest call that he ever got. One night he got a call from a landline, but when he answered there was only static on the other end. This happened 2 more times. Finally he called a squad car to go and check the address from the caller ID. When the cops got there and walked into the house, they...
The address from... What caller ID gives you a person? They got caller IDs out here that's giving people's address? Or how did he look that? Nah, fam. There's some missing information here.
But when he answered, there was only static on the other end. This happened 2 more times. Finally, he called a squad car to go and check the address from the caller ID. When the cops got there and walked into the house, they immediately saw there was a dead body. It had been there for 5 months. The rest of the house was empty. The crazy part was that because the electricity bill hadn't been paid, the phone was not connected. There was no way a call should have even come through from the phone. So, how did this happen? Either way, there was no way they would have found the body without the mysterious calls. Next up at number 8 now we...
See? I'd have regretted answering the phone. This is why you don't answer all these calls that you don't know. How many of us don't answer those calls? I don't. If I don't know it, bro, it's saying it's not saved in my phone, I'm not getting it. Leave them a voicemail, let me know it's you, or send me a text message. Then I'll call you back. Nah, I'm not answering these random calls. So look at there. He answered a random call. Now somebody's dead. He called the police, sent him over there. Somebody's dead. Phone is off. So how did that phone even call you? Now they looking at you all strange. Did you set this up? Are you involved? Did you do this? And did you call the police just to throw the scent off of you? Like, yeah. Nah.
Either way, there was no way they would have found the body without the mysterious calls. Next up at number 8 now we have Dale Spower. In 1966, Dale Spower was a sheriff's deputy. One night at 5 a.m. while out on the highway, a UFO descended down upon him. He said it was 40 feet across, shaped like a saucer, and only about 150 feet above them, creeping over the treetops and well lit by the streetlights below. His partner in the car saw it, so too did dozens of other people in the area, including other officers in 4 different counties. Spower chased the UFO for 86 miles until the rubber came off his tires and he ran out of fuel. Of all the police officer witnesses, Spower was the only one willing to talk about it. One police chief said, "It's something that should be forgotten, left alone. I saw something, but I don't know what it was." The incident drove Spowers mad. He couldn't stand the endless interviews and people mocking him. He reportedly lost his job, his family, and his friends. Moving on to number 7 now, we have the Enfield Poltergeist. This is the name of a supernatural event that occurred in London. In 1977, Peggy Hodgson called police to her home after 2 of her children reported that furniture was moving and knocking sounds were heard on the walls. The police constable who arrived on the scene confirmed all of this, saying she saw a chair wobble and slide. Later, the family claimed they heard disembodied voices, loud noises, saw rocks and toys thrown, chairs overturned. It got too much when some of the children began levitating. Over a period of 18 months, more than 30...
My kids did what? They levitated without me picking them up? Gotta make a decision, parents. You gotta make a decision, parents. What you gonna do? Huh? Some of y'all be like, you know what? I was always telling her that it ain't look like my kid. Nah, man. You got a decision to make. Kids just can't be walking around the house and just start levitating out of the blue. No, you better walk. You get down. No, get down. Get down. You be going out of it, yo. No, get down. You're not supposed to be doing that.
And they heard disembodied voices, loud noises, saw rocks and toys thrown, chairs overturned. It got too much when some of the children began levitating. Over a period of 18 months, more than 30 people, including police, neighbours and journalists, said they saw heavy furniture moving of its own accord, objects being thrown and the children levitating. The police were constantly being called as the story gained national attention. Then one day, in 1979, the reports stopped, just as mysteriously as they first came. Moving on to number 6 now, we have Brandon Mason Lawson. On the night of Thursday, August 8, 2013, 26-year-old Brandon Mason Lawson got into his car and left his home after an argument with his girlfriend. About 45 minutes after leaving, he called his brother Kyle to say he'd run out of gas on Highway 277 in Texas. Kyle and his girlfriend Aubrey set out to look for Brandon. About 12 minutes later, after the normal phone call to his brother, he called the police and left an erratic call talking about people being chased into into the woods. He begged them to hurry and may have said something about one of them being shot. The phone then went dead. Brandon has never been seen since. His family and the police have no idea what happened. There is a subreddit dedicated to finding out what happened to him, but it's tough work. Next up at number 5.
First of all, I hope they find him or rest in peace one, but like salute to him for first and foremost. You get in an argument, what they always tell you, walk away, go for a drive, go get some fresh air. You know what I mean? We got to start not leaving and just going to the other end of the house, bro. Let's be safe. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you get upset, you storm out, you be drinking, or you be, you know what I mean, doing something to clear your mind, calm your nerves, and you don't be paying attention, and then you stumble upon something like that, and then you call it in, and nobody hear from you again, bro. Like, I know she gotta be kicking herself. Like, fam, because you're sitting there like, yo, if we didn't get in this argument, that would have never happened. So my advice, just go to the other end of the house, bro. You know, and if it's a small house, go to the other end of the room and deal with it in the morning.
Now we have Christopher Case. In 1991, police in North Carolina got a call from a woman asking them to check on her friend Christopher. She told them she was afraid a witch in San Francisco had put a curse on him. She said the witch had done it because he would not return her affections. When police arrived at Christopher's house, they found him dead. His clothed body was in a waterless bathtub. Around him were the remains of 10 burnt out candles. There were crucifixes on every surface. Salt had been poured along the bases of the walls and door frames and made into a geometric pattern by the flat entrance. There were many books in the apartment about witchcraft, the occult and black magic. They also found letters Christopher had written but not sent. He claimed he'd been cursed. His friend said he told them he was afraid when he returned from his trip to San Francisco, where he had met the woman claiming to be a witch. He said the curse was attacking him all night and cutting him. He said he woke up with little cuts on the end of his fingers. When police found him dead, he appeared to have no illnesses or obvious cause of death. His friend said he was fit and healthy and never took dangerous substances. Next up at number 4 now we have The Shadow. This one comes from Reddit user Gendarme. He's a police officer who said that one night he was sitting monitoring a stop site late at night, around 2 or 3 in the morning. He said the area was notoriously known for a gruesome murder that has still gone unsolved. While sitting there, he noticed something shoot across the back of his car in the rearview mirror. As he was looking in the mirror trying to see what was behind the car, the black shadow shot up his driver's side and then across the front of the car. He got really creeped out and quickly left. He said the cameras in the car are set to turn on automatically at certain speeds, and so it turned on. He decided to have his camera reviewed to see if something really did cross his car. During the point where something would have gone in front of the car, the camera went completely dark, like something had blocked the lens. He said he doesn't monitor that stop sign anymore. Next up at number 3 now we have...
Do you blame him? Salute to that police officer for being smart. I ain't going back there. Nah, all the crime that wants to take place there can take place there. I ain't stopping him.
Of the Ghost Man. This one came from a police officer on Reddit who said the scariest moment of his job came during his first year. He was by himself walking along past some abandoned lots. As he passed one, he thought he saw something at the end of the lot by the fence line. Lots of times people using drugs would use those lots, so he thought there might be someone there. He shone his flashlight, but there was nothing there. He thought it must have been a trick of the light. As he turned away, the fence on the far side of the lot rattled, giving that distinctive chain sound. He stopped and looked back, already thinking of how ridiculous it felt, and put his light on there again. Standing there was a man. He asked him what he was doing. The man said nothing. He simply stood there. He asked again, no answer. He told him to come over here as he shouldn't be in the lot. He just stood there. He radioed in just in case. As he walked into the lot, he hopped over the fence, and in the 2 seconds that he looked at the ground, the man had disappeared. There was nowhere that he could have hidden, and the cop was creeped out for a very long time. Next up at number 2 now we have The Killer's Spirit. This one comes from Reddit user Pootle Power, who said their auntie was a police officer for 25 years. She saw a lot of stuff, but said only one thing caused her to have a nervous breakdown. About 10 years ago, a guy walked into a busy restaurant in the central business district of the city where she worked. He was ranting and raving and threatening to set himself on fire. By the time she and the other cops got there, he doused himself in petrol and was holding a lighter, threatening to spark it if the cops got too close. The standoff lasted for a couple of hours. Just when they were going to get the jump on him, he set himself alight. The fire extinguisher at the place was faulty, so she had to watch the man burn alive. She had a nervous breakdown, and her niece now gets the impression she thinks his spirit got transferred into her somehow. And
bro, can you imagine that? Not only do you hear the screams, it's the smell, that you can probably never shake. I told y'all the story. Some of you guys are new, just started rocking with us. I told you the story of me rolling up when I was at the fire department, man, and one day we got a call for a fire in the woods, man. And me and my lieutenant at the time, we pulled up, went back there, walked back there, bro, and that's where we found the body. And the people around told us that this dude was a little bit mental. And what happened was he had told them that day that the Most High had told him to set himself on fire. And he was telling them that he did it. He did it. We rolled right up on that and I seen it with my own two eyes. Craziest thing I've seen. One of the craziest things I've ever seen, fam. That's something you don't forget. And like I said, she had to deal with the before, him being just fine, but him being frantic. She had to deal with that mental thought. Then him dousing himself. Then him lighting himself. Then the smell, the screams, all of that. Bro, I hope they got her like some post-traumatic stress disorder debriefing going on. So that's crazy. That's what I said, man. Salute these officers.
Fight number 1 now, we have the hockey stick. This is a gruesome story that came from Reddit user Andy Scene. He said that one time he was called to the scene of a death on the highway. When he got there was a small sedan and a young guy in the vehicle that was bent over with his head pretty smashed in and 2 hockey stick handles going through his seat and then through his chest. His cell phone was in his hand and it was in the middle of a text that said, "Heading to the game now, prepare to loss." He assumed he meant lose. He had been looking at his phone, rear-ended the car in front of him. When the car behind slammed into him, it pushed his sticks right through his seat and into him, ultimately killing him. A dark reminder to never use your phone while driving. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video.
Oh my gosh! That's like what? Final Destination. Remember when the tree fell out the truck and went through the... Fam. And you think about them hockey sticks, I'm not too sure how the professional ones are, but the ones that I've seen, you don't think they could penetrate. So he had to be going at a good rate of speed for that to penetrate the seat and his body. Dang. Bro, we gotta stop texting and driving, fam. Listen, that's why I said we gotta stop texting and driving, bro. Gotta stop texting and driving, man. We have to train ourselves to go without. Salute to these police officers, man. Like I said, this type of stuff they roll up on. This type of stuff they see. This type of stuff I've seen. It's scary out there, fam. Scary. So when you see them, salute them. Don't try to give them a hard time if you can, unless you're dealing with, you have no choice. But for the most part, man, there's some good ones, and make sure you give them a salute, man. You know what I mean? You see them, if you can, I'm a meal. Just tell them thank you or something like that. Whatever. So, but y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you thought of this video and stick around and stay tuned, man. You know I'm coming back for sure. I'm gone. Peace.